There is the red wall. Nathan Blake, do you share that optimism as the teams line up in the tunnel?
Yeah, I do, Chris. I think you've got to be positive. And Robert's talking about bouncing back and a reaction, so fingers crossed that's what we see tonight.
There have been some pretty miserable nights in Turkey for Wales over the years. We don't have to remind you about 1997 again and those dark times. It felt like a dark night on Friday as Wales lost to Armenia. Can they put smiles back on the faces? Can they show they're not ready to give up of this qualifying campaign just yet, as Aaron Ramsey leads the sides out, ready for the anthem and ready for live coverage of this Euro 2024 qualifier, Turkey against Wales, and every kick will be in the company of Helen Ward, Nathan Blake and our football correspondent Rob Phillips.
Yes, welcome to the Samsung Stadium. The two teams emerge from the tunnel well down below us as we sit high perched in the main grandstand. There's not much between any of the grandstands. It's a perfect circle, this stadium, as we stand for Heenlaat van Hadai. Fans ahead of the music on the tannoy, but making themselves heard here in Samsung. Now the Turkish anthem, Independence March. So we're almost ready to start on a balmy evening in Samsung. It's on the Black Sea coast. I should say the other side of the town or city, it's been emptying down, and some Wales fans are worried they might not be able to get here because of flooding. This area has suffered flooding in the last few weeks, but it seems to be dry at the moment, although as one member of the Welsh press ruefully remarked, storm clouds were gathering as we entered the stadium. I hope that's not a metaphor for what's happening tonight with Rob Page. So it's the Turkey side first. Mert Kurno in goal, crossed by Zeki Çelik, Meri Demiral, Abdul Karim Bartache, Ferdi Kadurlu. Then in midfield, Orkun Koçkun, Salioyan, he's a change. He comes in alongside Hakan Çalhanoğlu, the Inter Milan player who played in the Champions League final against Manchester City. Then Cengiz Undaş, Barış Alper Yilmaz also recalled tonight, and Karim Aktürkoğlu. The Welsh side, two changes, just like Turkey. Kiefer Moore out, of course, with suspension, having been sent off against Armenia, and Nico Williams comes in at left back in place of Ben Davis, who's gone home to be present at the birth of his first child. So it's Danny Ward in goal, Connor Roberts, Chris Mepham, Joe Rudder, Nico Williams, Ethan Amadou, Aaron Ramsey. Joe Morrell comes in to strengthen the midfield, Harry Wilson, Brennan Johnson and Daniel James. Wales tonight are playing all in white. Turkey are all in red, playing from left to right. Wales are in a huddle at the moment. The referee is Fabio Maresca of Italy. His background, his assistants, Daniel Bindoni and Alberto Tegoni, are also Italian. Massimilian Errati is the head of VAR. So here we go then, Wales to kick off, playing from right to left towards their fans, towards the red wall. Huge night for the captain, Aaron Ramsey. Stood over the ball in the centre circle as the referee awaits the go-ahead to start. And after the damage caused by Armenia on Friday, Wales tried to rescue their mission to qualify from Group D here in Samsung. Poor start for Ampadu, got shrugged off the ball, but nothing made of it. Daniel James bundled over off the ball. Aaron Ramsey complains, referee does nothing. And Turkey have it inside their own half, playing from left to right. Bardeshay, who plays his football with Galatasaray. Back to the goalkeeper Vunok, plays for Besiktas. And on the ball now is former Juventus teammate of Aaron Ramsey, Demiral. The goalkeeper is in blue. Alongside me, former Wales striker Nathan Blake, who of course, as you've heard, scored against Turkey many moons ago. And it's essential they get a good start, Nathan.
It is, Rob.
Here's Ramsey, tried to play it through. And Wilson shoots, blocked though, from 25 yards. Yilmaz goes chugging down this near side, but seen off there by Joe Roden, who needs to improve after his performance on Friday, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, he does. I think a lot has been written and said about the performance of a few of the lads, but like I always say, Rob, it is a team thing. It's a team effort right throughout, you know, staff down to your physios, your nutritionists, your managers, your coaches, the players, and they just have to do a lot better collectively.
Well, Ramsey took the free kick. Turkish player was no more than a yard away, deflected off him.
And he put his leg up, Rob,
and he
to
put
block
his leg up, and the referee ignores it.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll be trying that again. Ball is wide to Chlik on the far side. At the moment, Wales are fourth in the group because Armenia have beaten Latvia tonight. Another Welsh player goes down off the ball. It's Joe Morrell that time. And the referee has spotted that, I think. Having a word with Pukchu and Morrell. What's going to happen here? I think it's just a strong word with both of them, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, the referee already, I would say, raised eyebrows on one or two of the decisions right from the get-go. You know, simple as that. It's usually a yellow card when you stop a player playing a quick free kick, Rob, no matter where it is and how early it is in the game. So that was a bit of a surprise that the referee let that go. There was
Italian referees are normally sticklers for that as well, aren't they?
Yeah, that's why I'm not, like I said, I'm just raising my eyebrows a little and in a bit of shock. He's been as lenient as he has. I know we're only the first 2 or 3 minutes into the game, but you know, at least you would give a stern warning to the player who blocked the quick free kick, at least, but nothing was said and it was let go, so surprised.
3 minutes gone, 0-0. Connor Roberts gets down the right hand side. Mepham tries to find him, chip ball, throw in taken quickly on that far side. Wilson will keep it in near the byline but present it straight to a Turkish player. Bit of movement on that far side as well.
Wow.
There's a foul on Yilmaz.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yilmaz, as a striker, He's trying to hold at the ball, and then it gets the wrong side of him. It's a poor touch, really. And it's just him and the centre-half wrestling. I don't think it was much of a foul in there.
0-0. We'll bring in Helen Ward in a moment. Oh, that's Roden had to slide into the penalty area. Bounced off Nico Williams as he was lunging towards the ball. Out for a throw-in. Taken quickly by Çalhanoğlu, the Turkey captain from Inter Milan. Used to be at AC Milan. Made the mighty switch across the dressing rooms. Turkey have the ball again. Centre field.
Wales just have to be solid, Rob, and just, you know, not concede any silly mistakes. A bit of a mishap from Wales just a moment or two ago with Williams. Just need to make sure they've got nothing. They don't give anything easy or sloppy away to the opponent to encourage this crowd also, because they're loud enough as it is.
They're filling that midfield, aren't they?
They are.
Which was a big problem for them as Armenia found gaps behind the midfield. Roberts has to dash across to the right-hand side. Good tackle that time by Ramsey. And it's Demiral on the ball again. Little touch to Çalhanoğlu. Reckoned to be Turkey's best player. Moving forward once more, just inside the Wales half. Kopçu, and then Yilmaz bundled over. No foul that time. Referee right on hand. Ward sweeps it forward. Helen Ward, what have you made of the opening 5 minutes?
It's been a bit scrappy so far. I think Wales are going to have to suffer a little bit out of possession. Turkey have had a bit more of the ball, so it's important that when we do get the ball, we use it well, you know, not like that and giving it away straight away. But as Nathan said, it's important that they stay organised, keep concentration.
Johnson keeps the ball in on the byline, and then maybe should have tried to cut it back. Nathan went for a shot and it hit the side netting.
Yeah, just a bit worried. He's just gone down, Rob, which is a real worry. But you're right. In fact, I think he should have maybe taken a touch and waited for someone to approach from the edge of the 18-yard box. There were players coming in. The rain's coming down now, Rob, so it make the pitch really slick and probably make the conditions a bit easier for the players to play in, because it's really muggy this evening, right?
Wales' record goal scorer Helen Ward with us, Nathan Blake and myself here in the Samsung Stadium. Opened in 2017. The previous stadium was demolished.
But Helen made the point there, Rob. We're going to have to suffer a bit, and you are. You know, we're away from home, hostile crowd, a team which is decent and fancied. So, you know, just soak up pressure, hit teams on the counter attack. You know, that's what I said. You've got mad pace up front.
There's no shame in that, is there?
Well, you've seen Scotland do it the other night against Norway and got to come out with a 2-0 win. You know, you've got to be able to manage games. You know, you're not always going to have the attack. You're not always going to have the emphasis and the momentum. But when it's against you, you know, you've got to be able to defend your corner. It's as simple as that.
Roden up to Morel, centre field.
Better.
Finds a bit of space for Wilson, who picks up Ramsey in the centre circle. Ramsey dodges away from two players. Çalhanoğlu came in from behind, brought the Wales captain down, no foul. Turkey attacked on their left-hand side with Aktakoglu. Nico Williams just gets a touch to take it away.
Yeah, Aaron just needs to move the ball a bit quicker there, Rob. It's a really good breakthrough midfield. Aaron's got plenty of time. The pass was on wide right, took too many touches. I don't know whether he's just suffering with a bit of confidence and trying to make sure everything's perfect. They're in.
Yilmaz into the penalty area. Mepham is there. They're living quite dangerously at times, but you will. And at the moment, 7.5, 8 minutes gone, it's 0-0. As the mobile phones, the torches from mobile phones.
What is that about?
I don't know, yeah. It's only in the stand opposite us, where there are a few empty seats in the corners. Maybe the view isn't brilliant, but they're watching as Turkey break into the Wales penalty area. Oh, it's an own goal. It's gone in, and Wales are behind. Well, it was Shelik who broke down the right-hand side, low cross into the box, and I think it's Chris Mepham. And Wales are right under the cosh now. It's Turkey 1, Wales 0. They were undone down their left-hand side, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, he just... let's hope it's offside, because Mepham has stood with his hand in the air straight away.
Now what's happening here?
So VAR bails them out. But again, that split-in pass.
They're checking for a potential offside leading to the goal.
From the replays, it does look like he was off, but that's a stroke of luck if it is the case.
The referee is waiting for word now. The Turkish coach, Stefan Kuntz, checks with the fourth official about what is happening.
Yeah, I think it was the ball inside James and Williams. It was a great pass, mind. Got split open, Wales again there.
It was Cielik of Roma who had an awful lot of space. You do wonder. It's taken a long time to check this. Crowd unhappy. They won't be happy if it's disallowed, that's for certain.
I think he's onside, Rob. I'm just looking down at the replay, and I think it might be Conor Roberts playing him on the far side.
Definitely went in off Mepham. Still waiting.
The lines are being drawn, Rob.
If the suspense is troubling us, imagine what Rob Page is going through on the side. VAR goal check. Boos and whistles increase. Shouldn't affect the VAR officials. You'll be able to tell by the roar if it's a goal or not. Nathan Blake thinks it might be. Helen Ward thinks it could be offside. Well,
let's hope Helen's right. Let's hope Helen's right. I do wear glasses, Rob.
So it's all in the hands of Massimiliano Irati and his assistant Gianluca Aureliano. They're both Italian, as is the referee, who's still waiting. Oh, and now the referee's going to have a look. Oh, this is building it up. They don't build up the
offside.
That doesn't make sense.
It's either off or not.
Yeah, well, it's not a foul, is it?
Rob Page has just tried to encroach where the VAR screen is.
Conor Roberts is nowhere near it, by the way, Blakey.
It's Mepham. Is it Mepham?
It's Mepham, yeah.
It's Mepham, I think, playing him on, yeah.
But it's very close.
Well, surely the line should be able to tell.
Yeah.
I think it's ruled out. It's a free kick to Wales for offside. Nathan Blake, could that be a turning point?
Yeah, well, it's a let-off, Rob. You know, what Wales have to make sure is that, or be careful that they don't allow those splitting passes, which, you know, what are we, 8-9 minutes into the game with that? And it's just a great ball inside Williams. Takes out James and Williams with one ball. And Mepham, in fairness, he's going back towards his own goal. Real difficult ball to deal with, but they've got away with one there, Wales.
And breathe, everybody, and breathe.
I think that's where if you have a back three, those sorts of balls are taken out because you have that extra player that step further over.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think with Ben Davies particularly not being around tonight, that kind of took the option out of his hands, really, unless you want to drop Ampadu back, but then who do you replace him with in the middle?
By the way, Nick, you want to borrow Helen's glasses when we get back home?
I'm young, I don't need glasses yet.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Are you trying to say I'm old?
No.
I am though, so it's okay now.
Well, if you're old, it's 0-0. Some of us are prehistoric. Janolu on the ball. Not you, Helen, it's okay. On the ball again, little chip, but Ampadu read that, only to play it straight back to the Turkey captain. And again, with a head tennis being played. Now to Demiral. Across to his centre-back partner, Bartage of Galatasaray. Scored against Latvia on his debut.
I do like Canhalalu. Very, just drifting into spaces. Very clever player.
Yeah, he
just
is.
Watching him.
Undash, former teammate of Danny Ward at Leicester, and he's burst down the right side, avoided the tackle of Nico Williams. Yilmaz went in, but could only deflect the ball. Now it's a corner. I thought he might have deflected it over himself. Ballooned up off the leg of a Wales defender, and Turkey have their first corner, having had an effort disallowed for offside here on BBC Radio Wales. 14 minutes gone in Samsun. It's Turkey 0, Wales 0. Group D of Euro 2024 qualifiers. The big men are up from the back. Wales are leaving Daniel James up front as this corner comes in from Chernolou. Good catch by Danny Ward. Now, can he roll it out? Oh, it's a poor ball, easily intercepted by Undash, who plays it left. That's a terrible pass by Danny Ward. Flicked into the 6-yard box. I think it took a deflection. Ward collects.
Yeah, just needs to be careful, Rob.
See what he's trying to do then. Harry Wilson was on, wasn't he, in space?
Yeah, just settle the game down though, Rob. You know, you're 15 minutes in, you've got away with one. Just settle the game down, do what he's doing now. You know, don't have to win it. Just settle down, slow the game down a little. Game management.
Yeah, and of course Wales without one of their most experienced players in Ben Davies. Well, this is the sort of atmosphere where he might have been really useful. Might have also encouraged Wales to play a 5 at the back.
Yeah, I understand if you're releasing Dan James or Brennan Johnson, Rob, on the counter, but you know, it's a dangerous ball to play from Ward.
Roden ushers that back to Ward, who is preferred to Wayne Hennessy. Did you wonder whether there might be a change there, Nathan?
I don't think you looked at Danny the other night and last week and thought like he was at fault for the goals. I think, like I said, Rob, it was just a really bad performance from us.
Good ball by Nico Williams down the left side to James near the corner flag. Now James a chance to attack his man, brought down. No messing about by Chilik then. Wales free kick. Didn't take much of a touch to put him down, but he was brought down by Chilik. And actually Chilik got a yellow card for it as well. And he is one of those players who is on a yellow card, so he will miss Turkey's next game. It's 0-0. Wales have their first attacking opportunity, really. It's a free kick, 3 or 4 yards to the left of the tram line down the right side of the Turkey box. It's on the Wales left, so Daniel James is about level with the penalty spot, maybe just a little shorter towards the byline. Wilson has joined the wall. Roden and Meppen are up from the back. James takes it, curled it just past the far post. See what he's trying to do, Nate?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a bad effort, Rob. But you know, if it doesn't go in, usually the centre backs are saying to you, right, get the ball in the box. But listen, he's had a go and he's not far away. Just get back into your shape now. Like I said, soak up some pressure, manage the game. You know, you can manage the game defensively as well as offensively, Rob. So, you know, I did look at Connor Roberts earlier, screaming at the midfield, the drop back.
The ball through to Yilmaz, but Roden cuts out the attempted ball to Chernolou, who was in the shadow of Yilmaz. Turkey win it back. Undash, wearing 17 in the white boots, plays it inside. Ball is chipped out to that left-hand side again. Kadiolu slips it past Wilson. Low ball into the box, easily cleared away by Meppen, but not too far. Chance of a shot from the edge of the penalty area, blocked by the Welsh defence. Comes back out to Badashe. Badashe helps it out to Kadiolu, who plays it back inside to Demiral in the centre circle. Every outfield player in the Wales half. The Wales defensive line is about 5 yards from the penalty area. They switch play again. Roberts has to get over there. No, he doesn't, because it wasn't collected by Aktikolu.
Yeah, poor touch by Aktikolu, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely pass though. Great switchfield pass right behind it, Rob. It's like cut across the ball, so it's like it's a slice in golf. My favourite golf shot. Like a big slice, lovely shot. Oh, lovely pass, should I say. Just a poor touch.
Ward with the goal kick. Floats it out towards Roberts. Aktakolu wins the header, keeps it in field. Morel follows up. And foul on Wilson by Kadulu. Ethan Ampadu has a word with the Italian referee. Of course, he has been playing at Venezia and Spezia this season, so he's probably fluent in Italian now. He's had a couple of seasons in Serie A, probably knows the referee. As Wales playing from right to left, all in white. The 8th meeting against Turkey. Wales have won 4, drawn 1 and lost 2. The last meeting, of course, was in the neutral ground in Baku. Wales' best performance of the delayed Euro 2020 tournament. Good ball forward by Mepham, touched by Johnson. Wide to Roberts. Ramsey steaming into the box. Ramsey's the target, can't find him. Wilson went tumbling, and I think he fouled as well. Salih Oshan, who's been restored to the starting lineup for Turkey today. Just a reminder, Armenia beat Latvia 2-1 today, so they have moved into a prominent position in the group now, in the actual live table.
It's a good ball though, as you said, Rob. You know, just a bit of patience from Wales. Showed a bit of patience there. They will get opportunities to break this side down. They will get opportunities on the counter-attack. I think if you're Wales, you know, don't try and win the game with every pass. Just take your time a bit.
Kundash again. Midway inside the Wales half, slightly to the right, goes back to Demiral. Tall, lean centre-back. And Wales so far staying strong at the back. Kundash has pulled out wide, James has gone back to help out Williams. Gets support from... Well, then Undash slips, and Williams jumps in, brought down by Undash. Gives him a little tap on the head and then helps him up. Still hurts. Helen Ward, what are you thinking? 21 minutes gone.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've had the let-off with the disallowed goal, but I think since then they've been resolute, a bit more difficult to break down than we saw on Friday night in particular. So that's good, and like Nathan says, we don't need to go out and force it and try and be too creative at every point. I think we need to be a bit better on the ball in the opposition half at times, and I'm a bit concerned about Brennan Johnson. A couple of times he's bent down and felt that ankle that he seemed to hurt on that opportunity that went wide, but hopefully that's nothing and it can be cleared up at half time and he can make it through. But yeah, it's been okay so far.
Ramsey was on the deck then as he played that ball, tried to play it from a sitting position. Nico Williams thinks it's a Wales throw, and I think it is. Just needs to go back a bit. Does Williams? On halfway, 0-0. BBC Radio Wales, 22 minutes gone. Williams long throw down this left side. Johnson was had his shirt being tugged, and Williams will take another throw, a good 20 yards. Well, basically the other side of the Turkish dugout. James being shouldered down. That was a foul then. And then Williams goes in on Çalhanoğlu, and that's a foul to Turkey. Crowd pipe up, answering each other's calls from one side to the other, pointing. If you're listening in stereo, pick that up really well. 0-0. So far so good, but a long way to go as Wales try to rescue what happened against Armenia on Friday. A defeat which stunned the Welsh football public, which shocked the red wall, which heaped a lot of hammerings on Rob Page on social media. Don't think he reads social media anyway. Ball in behind the Welsh defence.
It's really good play by Wales. Really well set up. If Rambo, he should be the one just dropping in that central position as he did. Both wingers, James Wilson dropping deep, helping the full-backs out. So it becomes difficult if you're Turkey to break down.
Nico Williams tries to switch play to his fellow fullback Roberts. Not the best ball. Gave back to Korlu, plenty of time to get over there. And Roberts has to return to a defensive position now. As the ball is chipped forward looking by Yilmaz, but Roden just stood his ground and the ball bounced through to a so far untroubled Danny Ward, other than Nepham dispatching the ball past him, but VAR ruling there was an offside in the build-up. 0-0. This is Johnson.
I don't think he's fit, Rob.
Yeah, it was poor, and he's gone down injured.
Yeah, he seems to be. When I was watching him run, Helen made the point a moment or two ago.
Wales are down to 10 men at the moment with the...
Yeah, just watching him run with that ankle. He's running with like a flat foot, his right foot, and I know that pain all too well. You can't really push off from your toes, and you end up like running from heel to toe very, very heavily. Yeah. But I can't see him lasting out this game or this half, really. Sean
Connolly is racing out there. If you look down the Wales bench, Nathan Blake, I suppose the obvious one is David Brooks, but Brennan Johnson having treatment. This is a worry because Wales are up against it, of course.
Yeah, since the goal though, they've managed the game pretty well, Rob. No sort of open chances, they're not getting in behind. And they're not trying to play fast when Danny Ward's got the ball. You know, the longer the game goes, the more under pressure Turkey will feel to go and get a goal. And that's when they push and you're able to counter-attack and exploit spaces in behind. So for Wales, that should be part and parcel of your game plan. Like I said, you can't win on every attack, you can't score on every attack, just be patient.
Johnson is limping off on the far side, but I think that's to come back on. Not seen a signal to any of the subs who are warming up to our right in the corner by a clutch of photographers. Well, I think Brennan Johnson is coming back on. And Wales will surely return the ball. And it's thrown down by James Harampadu, who clips it to the Turkey goalkeeper Merit Junok, who actually donated 100 pair of goalkeeping gloves to schools in Turkey.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah, good effort. This, of course, is the bridge between Europe and Asia. Turkey, we're on the Black Sea coast. Not that we've seen much of it. Lovely hotel. Exactly the same as the one at Stansted. We could have stayed there. Chip forward to Cielik, who's been booked, collects it 10 yards from the Wales byline, takes on Williams. Williams blocks the left-footed cross. Another ball is immediately given to Cielik, takes it to Chanolu. This is Ojan. Now all the players, outfield players, are basically in the last third as Wales hold a defensive block. Plenty of white shirts back there. And the tackle is made by Ramsey. Williams nicks it away from Undash. Can he keep it in? He's got this amazing ability. He did it just then to escape the little hole.
He is the best player I've seen do it.
And there's
Wales' ball, isn't it?
Well, I thought it was a Wales throw, but also Johnson has gone down again, off the ball. And I think that will mean he's coming off. There's a coaching conference going on here with Rob Page, Alan Mill and Eric Ramsey. Helen Ward, this is a worry for Wales.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. He hasn't been happy since very early on, which is a shame. And when you're a player with so much pace, like Blakey said, your running style changes and it really affects your game. It affects how you're thinking. You change your movement to try and avoid certain things, and he's not happy at all. So I can't see him carrying on, which is a real shame because he's such a he can be such a threat. We haven't seen loads of it tonight yet, but you know, that one moment where you need some pace on the counter-attack and some quality in front of goal, you would naturally look to him. So it's a shame if that is it. But you know, David Brooks, I thought he did okay when he came on the other day, so if he's the one to come on and replace him, it's a different sort of threat, but I thought he did all right and maybe adds a little bit of creativity to that front line.
I think it might be Tom Bradshaw who's coming on. Yeah, I think it may be Tom Bradshaw.
You know, when you go down after a shot, Rob, when no one's near you, that's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the replay, it didn't look to be much. You know, sometimes you see a replay and you see the ankle turn. It didn't look to do much. So whether he's jarred it and it's more the top of his foot rather than his ankle, I'm not sure. But
I think he's carrying it, Hal. You know,
yeah,
those ones
possibly.
where your ligaments are sore, you strapped it up, and every time you put your foot in the ground, or you go to push off, or you shoot, put your toes down, it just catches something in your ligament in your ankle. And it's almost like every movement he's just falling to the ground now. So
yeah, he is having it strapped up. The pictures I'm seeing here, they are looking to do something, but I don't know if that's just for the purposes of ice or not. Well, I'm not sure.
Rob Page just shouted at Danny Ward to slow things down. They're down to 10 men here, but they're in the Turkey half. This is Ramsey moving left to James, 15 yards from the right corner of the Turkish penalty area. Now he moves towards that corner. Williams is there in support. Amadou wants it. Amadou gets it. Thinks about shooting. No. Pulls it down for Ramsey. Helps it left for James. James crosses into the box, into the goalkeeper's hand. That was ambitious. Aktolu is already on his bike on that far side, but Connor Roberts just looked back to see where the ball was coming from and knocked it up for a throw. All eyes on the Welsh bench. We can't see it because there's a roof over it, and we're not able to see. Oh, he is coming back on. Good spot, Helen Ward.
Benefits to being in the studio.
How did she see that?
Told you I've got good eyesight.
Definitely borrow her glasses, Nate. Definitely. 0-0. Half an hour gone. Be a fair bit of added time for the VAR check. And Brennan Johnson's injury is back on now. He seems to be moving relatively freely. We shall see. Keep an eye on him. Kadiolu tries to break into the Wales penalty area. Roberts and Wilson between them deal with that. This is Johnson. Nicks past the player, then flies down that right hand side. Lovely ball to De Ramsey. It's 1 against 1 with an awful lot to do, Aaron Ramsey. Now the Turkish defenders are back. That was a purposeful break by Wales, who still have the ball with Amadou. Centre circle, helps it left to Williams. He's got James further forward. This is Daniel James now, midway inside the Turkey half. Wales playing right to left, all in white. The red wall pipe up to our left hand side. Just trying to increase the tempo now, Wales. Seeing a bit of the ball. Mepham. Roden in the centre circle. Roberts is available right hand side if Mepham wants him. Mepham holds it up, heads towards that right wing, and not the best ball, but I thought Roberts had kept it in. It was a poor ball by Mepham.
Yeah, just needed to turn out, didn't he? Come back, worst case scenario, go back to Ward, just keep the ball, like I said, game management. Those little sort of situations.
Yilmaz goes on a run down the left side, and he's found. Mepham's gone to meet him. Oh, he's gone past Mepham into the penalty area. Good header away by Roden, and Wilson is brought down off the ball.
Yeah, I think it was a slip. I think it's by Aktolu.
I think it was, yeah, Aktolu. Referee is having a word. Did take Wilson out, whether it was
you take the free kick all day.
Yeah.
You know, but that all comes from that little passage of play there. Comes from, you know, Mepham trying to force a situation. Once he takes the first touch in a second and realises there's nothing there, just turn out. Little turn out with your right foot, and like I said, you either drop it back to your centre half partner or go all the way back to the keeper. Just manage the game.
0-0.
Something so simple could just give the momentum swing to your opponent.
Goalless in Group D in Samsun. Ward hoists a right-footed clearance from the free kick. Amadou heads it forward. Little nudge, but no foul again. That time it was Connor Roberts who ended up on the deck. It was Oshan. He accusingly looked at. Referee happy though. Turkey hold possession just inside their own half and then are forced back to their goalkeeper, Gunok.
It's a very 50-50 game at the moment, Rob,
It is,
isn't it?
it's very tense, isn't it?
Yeah, well poised. Good concentration from Wales, keep a good shape.
Kadulu is in behind Roberts. Lays the ball back, and then it's hammered over the top by Aktikolu, but there was danger there, and Conor Roberts surely has to be a bit more attentive, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, he does. Finds himself ahead of the winger very often, and him and Harry Wilson are having it now. I would say in these situations, these kind of games, with what's happened in the past, you know, we know he loves to get forward, and he does pop up in the box, and he will get himself a goal also, but these kind of games, just manage it, be a bit sensible, don't have to get forward too often. If you find yourself ahead of the winger, make sure he's aware and he's covering you.
Ramsey getting through a few crunching tackles as well. Elsewhere, England are 1 up on North Macedonia. That's at Old Trafford. Switzerland 1 up on Romania. Slovenia leading Denmark 1-0. Goalless here in Samsung on BBC Radio World Sport. Helen Ward and Nathan Blake, your eyes and ears. And a long ball forward, which even the fleet-footed Kadulu couldn't keep in. Helen Ward, if you're Robert Page, I imagine you're quite satisfied so far, 35 minutes gone.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're containing Turkey pretty well. It was a little bit of a shaky opening 10-15 minutes. It was a bit scrappy, but I think Wales have got to grips with it really well, staying disciplined. It's just those moments on the ball, like Blakey mentioned about Chris Mepham, knowing when to go forward and when to just turn out and keep it, and not getting yourself into trouble. But they're growing into the game, I think, which is a good thing, but they just need to keep that discipline and not get too carried away.
Morel gave a bit of a hospital ball to Harry Wilson there, who was suddenly submerged.
I don't feel confident with us playing out in the 6-yard box, Rob.
No. Chanolu sliding challenge in by Roden. He looks a man on a mission tonight, Joe Roden, you have to say. Chilik, is there an offside flag there? No. Not the greatest clearance, but it finds its destination, and Dan James pushed over by Undash, and it's a free kick to Wales.
Again, that's come from our goal kick now. If we're full of confidence and we are playing that way well, fair enough, right? But I would say if we do that, 5 times, we probably lose possession 3 times. That's, giving too much emphasis to your opponent to get right back at you. So, just push up the pitch, like I said, manage the game, don't invite pressure on. You don't have to play out, because that's the thing to do these days.
Ward takes the free kick on the left wing. Ramsey beaten in the air. Yilmaz tries to pay it back to his captain, Cianolu. He can't find his intended pass. It's cut out by Nico Williams, who swaps passes with Ramsey. And then Williams goes to ground, clutching his leg. He's rolling on the touchline now. Play goes on though. Morel looks right to Roberts. Atakolu is there. Goes back inside, does Roberts to Ampadu, who I thought was probably Wales' best player against Armenia. Picks out Ramsey in inside left position. Undash tries to rush back to stop Ramsey crossing. He's still got the ball. Now he's got James left side on the edge of the penalty area. Ramsey gets involved again, back to Williams. Williams thought about pulling the trigger, I think. Ampadu looks left to Ramsey once more, chips it into the penalty box. Can't find a white shirt, but Ampadu may follow up. And then Ampadu goes toppling over the top of Ulja. And he's in and there's a bit of afters as well then.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Di Moral's trying to cause a problem there, running 25 yards up to someone. But Ozcan is he's just nudged.
Just stood there, didn't he? And then waited for Ampadu to jump.
Yeah, and then just give him a little nudge.
Him,
knows exactly what he's doing. He's not going for the ball, he's looking at the man. Ethan's only got eyes for the ball.
Yeah. Looks okay. He's sat up now, Ethan Ampadu.
Yeah, Ozcan either jumps and challenges for the ball or has to get out of the way, because it's dangerous play that. You know, if you land the wrong way, that can have serious consequences.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a free kick to Wales, though, in a promising position now.
Yeah, we just had a moment there. We had some good build-up play, nice and patient, and then come back to Aaron and just whipped it in. I would say, like we said the other night, Rob, we'd like to see a bit of intricacy around the box, a bit of movement. We've got those type of players, fast feet, fleet-footed, can cause you all sorts of problems.
Now, the wall is about 4 yards inside the penalty area. It's a free kick to the left of the D. Wilson is stood over it, strides a few yards back. Roden has joined the wall. I wonder whether this might be Ramsey.
I'm going to go Wilson.
Okay.
Either round the wall, he's going to whip it back across the goalkeeper.
Nepham is behind the wall, trying to block the goalkeeper. Ramsey leaves it to Wilson, takes the deflection off the wall, out for Wales' first corner, 0-0. Helen Ward.
Yeah, promising position. I do think it probably suited a right footer, but you know, Harry Wilson's got such a lovely left foot, you don't blame him for having a go from there. But like Blakey said, it was nicer play. It's the areas that I like to see Aaron Ramsey get into, in and around those sort of channels inside the fullbacks. But like you said, he just rushed that cross, and without someone like Kiefer Moore in there, it's a wasted ball. And he's better than that. He can play more around the box, and the players that are on the pitch can do
Wilson,
that too.
corner from the left, headed away, picked up by Roberts. A bit lackadaisical then. Deflection, took it out to the far side. And oh my word!
Oh wow!
No.
Morel has been sent off for a challenge going for the ball. I think it's a red card.
I think it is a red card.
Joe Morel, the ball bounced up. Morel went for it, took a big deflection. I'm sure Kadioglu's down. Morel went for it, caught the player, no doubt about that. And Wales are down to 10 men again, I'm certain.
It's dangerous play, in fairness, Rob. It's hard to defend that. It's so high, it's up around the hip area, top of the thigh, and you know, that is a dangerous tackle no matter how you try and dress it up. And that has just absolutely swung this game in Turkey's favour. Can't believe it. One red card Friday night, we get a second one straight, back to back. And Morel, it's one of them, you know, you just misjudge. Made a stupid attempt to play the ball at the wrong time. And he's got the long walk off on his own.
And Joe Morel makes the lonely walk down the tunnel, and for the second consecutive game, Wales are down to 10 men, and this time there's at least 50 minutes to play, if not longer. It's a real turning point in this game, surely. Wales really up against it now, against 11. Morel gets his marching orders. Rob Page probably wonders what can happen next. Well, I'll tell you what can happen. Your drink can go all over you, like just happened to me.
I tell you, I was when I seen it first of all, I wondered why all the bench come off as well. All the players reacted on the pitch.
Cross into the Wales box. Now it's crucial, Helen Ward, with 3 minutes plus added time to go to half-time. Wales hold on to what they have.
Yeah, they just need to stay strong, regroup. You know, you feel for Rob Page, because he can't legislate for that. That's not on him. That's just a mistimed and poorly judged challenge from Morel. Difficult, you know, it's come from sloppy play around the box as well. You know, he's almost taken one for the team there, because it's come from, I think, Connor Roberts not being able to get the ball back in the box. But it's important, as you said, they regroup, try and keep themselves steady until half-time, and, you know, go from there.
It's going to take something special now by this Wales team, who are really up against it. They're under pressure once more. Deflected shot from Atikolu, balloons into the hands of Danny Ward, and it's 10 against 11.
Well, now it's about just digging in, Rob, right? You know, leave one man up front, 2 banks of 4, and now, you know, it's just a test of character. Can you get through the half-time? I'm sure, 43 and a half minutes gone, get through to half-time, and now it's going to probably become about those substitutions because they're going to lead legs. As you said, it's humid here tonight, really muggy, so it's difficult conditions. No bombing on from full-backs.
No.
You know, you just sit. If you get one of the flyers over the top of Dan James and Brennan Johnson, then so be it. Otherwise, just sit and make them beat you.
And Turkey will feel they can strengthen their position at the top of the group now. They have Wales at their mercy. Çalhanoğlu encouraged to shoot from 25 yards. We know he can. Spreads it wide to Demiral, level with the penalty spot. Back to Çalhanoğlu. Cross into the Wales box. Good header away by Mepham under pressure from Yilmaz. Comes back to Çalhanoğlu again. Good block by Ampadu. That could be the state of the game. And then Roberts drives the ball at Aktikoglu and out for a Wales throw. Helen Ward, what does Rob Page do now?
It's really difficult, isn't it? Do you, I don't know, bring Harry Wilson into sort of a false 9 to sort of play the 9-10 hybrid role, and then have your flyers in Johnson and James as sort of narrow wingers to try and get up the pitch? Or do you keep, you know, you can see at the moment Brennan Johnson's dropped down himself to become almost, you know, another midfielder and have no one up top. It's really difficult to know what's best to do, because yes, you can sit back and defend, but you need to have something to hit in higher areas, whether that's centrally or out wide. I don't know what's best. With the personnel, you'd probably say out wide, but it's going to be a really difficult task for him.
6 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. Wales down to 10 men, 0-0. Cilic thought about shooting. It's all around the Wales penalty area now. Undash curls it, and Ward collects at the bounce at the second attempt.
It's a decent effort, wasn't it? Ward easy in the end, but if you're Wales, like I said, you're going to be under pressure now.
They really are.
But if you're down to 10 men, Rob, one or two things you want. You either want someone who can hold up the ball or someone who can catch pigeons. Well, we haven't got Kiefer Moore, but we've got 2 players who can catch pigeons. So get yourselves in at half-time and work out right how you're going to counter this.
Wales have possession in the Turkey half at the moment. Got great by Conor Roberts down that right side. Premier League player next season, of course, with Burnley. And a mountain to climb here on the coast of the Black Sea. 0-0, but Wales a man down. Joe Morrell sent off. The second consecutive game Wales have had a red card. Undash can't catch that. Chipped over the top. Turkey haven't been great, have they? You have to say that.
No, absolutely. And, you know, you want those little groans from the crowd. The longer you can keep that for Wales, the better. The Çalhanoğlu, he is their influential player, and he will relish this because there'll be more space in that midfield for him. Like I said, if you're Wales, nice and compact now, and you've got a release ball, try and, you know, if you're Johnson or Wilson or James, just try and buy a free kick. If not, just get in behind as often as possible. Just try and cause a problem. Like Helen said, you can't afford to defend for the whole of the second half. You do have to still have some sort of plan of how you're going to get out. 2.5
minutes of the added 6 gone. Cilic forward again. Undash back to Demiral. Nobody in the box at the moment. Yilmaz had come short. Çalhanoğlu across the face of the Wales penalty area to Kokcu. This is Kadulu. Chips it into the Wales penalty area, and not a great header by Williams, and then a poor chip by Undash. He had the goal at his mercy, really, from an awkward angle, you'd have to say, but the chip was well over the top of the crossbar and brought derision from the Turkey fans.
Yeah, do you know what? I think it was Wilson got done down the line there. I'd rather you just, you know, take the line out of play. once people get to the byline, it's you know, it makes defending very difficult. And I doubt in a foot race if he's quicker than Harry.
0-0. 3.5 minutes of the added 6 gone. Good challenge by Wilson. And then he gets shrugged off by Oshan, who says, just get up. He does. Chanolu across the face of the Wales half to Kokchu wide to Aktakolu into the centre field, and then it's Ampadu who clears it away, and Wilson clears it in no man's land, which is the Turkey half at the moment. 4 minutes of the added 6 gone. Wales trying to eke out time to get into the haven of the dressing room at the interval. Chanolu thinks about shooting, chips it forward. Yilmaz was into the box. Good challenge by Ramsey, had to get that right in his own area. Ampadu hits it, took a deflection. I think he was trying to curl it round for Johnson.
Yeah, he's running with a limp, Johnson. He
is, yeah. Wales are really struggling out there now. Under the cosh as Turkey look to make the most of their man advantage before half time. And then a shot which is easily collected by Ward. That was Kokchu from Benfica.
And you take that all day if you're Wales. Danny Ward telling those defenders in midfield, very well done. You know, if it's going to score from there, then okay, it's going to have to be an absolute worldie. But again, it's 2 banks of 4, really solid from Wales, difficult to break. And the longer this game goes on, Rob, the more hostile these fans will come towards their own team.
If Wales can hold out.
Yeah.
Aktakolu in behind Roberts. Maybe the last chance this half. Mepham sized up the clearance, hit it away. I make it, there's less than 30 seconds now of this. Well, amazing first half, really. Wales have lived really dangerously and face an uphill task with Morel back in the hutch. Turkey holding the ball just on the outside the Wales penalty area in a central position. Yilmaz fancies a drive, and that goes high and wide, and that should do it for this half.
Yeah, it's good defending again by Wales. They refuse to step into the 18-yard box. And players out wide. Antakolu especially trying to come across the line and make the run in behind, but good play.
And that is the half-time whistle. What a half that was. Wales lived dangerously as Turkey had an effort disallowed by VAR for offside. It was a Chris Mepham own goal, but it was ruled out for offside. But then dramatically, with Wales doing pretty well, you'd have to say, 3 minutes before half-time, Joe Morel went for a looping ball and went straight through Kadulu and was shown a red card. Wales had Kiefer Moore send off last Friday. They've had Joe Morel send off today. It's not getting any easier out there as Rob Page taps his players on the back as they head down the tunnel with much work and planning to do. Half time, it's Turkey 0, 10-man Wales 0.
And in case you were wondering when the last time it was that Wales had players sent off in successive games, it was back at Euro 2020 when Ethan Ampadu and Harry Wilson saw red in the games against Italy and Denmark. So there you have it. Goalless, just about. It's a long second half coming up for Wales. A lot of reaction on social media. David Smith says just not good enough. Sammy on Twitter says, why is Joe Morel even bothering going for the ball there? He's nowhere near it. David on Twitter says, shouldn't have been on the pitch. Another Dave says, never a red card, got the ball first. And then Gareth Mainstone says, get out dart players in midfield, at least they show some fight. I assume he's referring to Gerwyn Price and Johnny Clayton there. Nathan Blake,
any positive messages, Chris?
Not
because
many.
Let's be fair, it's 0-0 and you know you're down to 10 men. Yeah, it's a stupid challenge from Joe Morel, but you know you've got to be positive. It's a difficult evening. You're coming off the back of a difficult result, a game you should have got something out of last Friday. It hasn't happened. You've come to Turkey, hostile environment. down to 10 men on 40 minutes, you know, and you go in 0-0 at half time. It's not bad, I don't think.
Do you think Rob Page has changed things enough after that really worrying opening spell where that defence looked like it was being cut open? Do you think they've settled and tightened?
Yeah, I don't think it was for Rob to change. It was just for players to settle down. Like I said, you know, manage the game, whether you're in possession or out of possession. If you're out of possession, you can manage the game also. You know, don't think when you get the ball, having not had it for a minute or two, right, we've got to go and break them down and score a goal. You know, chillax, take your time. You know, get this crowd involved for all the wrong reasons rather than them being on the case of Wales. You know, get them on their own players' backs, which is beginning to happen. You know, the longer this game goes on, the more hostile, like I said in commentary, the more hostile this crowd have become towards their own players, because they'll definitely expect to win now. So the pressure's on Turkey, but you know, it wasn't a great performance from Wales, but they managed it well for me.
Shall I give you a nice tweet instead then, Nathan?
Yes, please.
The Newport County podcast says, lovely to hear Rob Phillips and Nathan Blake on commentary tonight. It doesn't matter whether it's Wales and Turkey or County away at Barrow on a Tuesday night. They are truly the Lennon and McCartney of BBC Radio Wales commentary.
Well, that is a nice text.
There we go.
Yeah.
It could be a hard night for Wales. More from Nathan and Rob and Helen Ward on the way. Reminder that Armenia beat Latvia 2-1 earlier in Wales's group. Armenia scored in a 91st minute penalty. We will go through all the other scores and we'll get the verdict as promised from Helen Ward and round up some of the other sporting headlines, including another dramatic day in the Ashes. But that's all coming after the latest Radio Wales news, travel and weather with Stephen Atwell.
On FM,
digital radio,
and on BBC Sounds.
This is BBC Radio Wales.
Well, good evening. This is BBC Radio Wales News. The former Prime Minister Theresa May has urged MPs to back a report that found Boris Johnson misled Parliament about lockdown parties. MPs are currently debating a report that said the former Prime Minister should have been suspended from the Commons for 90 days if he'd remained an MP. But the former Conservative Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg, who is a supporter of Mr Johnson, raised concerns about the findings.
This report, against what a Lord Chief Justice says, against what is a principle of our criminal law, decides to impute a stain upon his character. It seems to me that this is quite clearly a deliberate attempt to take the most unfavourable interpretation that the committee can of Mr Johnson's activities.
The BBC has seen an invitation sent to Conservative Party activists inviting them to a Jingle and Mingle Christmas drinks event at the Conservative Party headquarters in London in December 2020. That's when coronavirus restrictions were still in place. Police say they are reviewing a video of the evidence, first published by The Mirror this weekend. The former London mayoral candidate, Sean Bailey, whose staff were in the footage, apologised. He was asked about the incident by reporters earlier today.
Jingling and mingling, sir. How is that acceptable?
It isn't. I'm not saying it is for a second.
Are you embarrassed that you've been given a peerage despite the fact that you and your staff were so flagrantly partying?
Not me and my staff, which again, I apologise, excuse me, I'm out of breath. I apologise for repeatedly, and I apologise again unreservedly.
A trampoline park owner from Cardiff has avoided jail after failing to report 4 children who broke their legs. The children were all injured at Superjump on Ocean Way. 61-year-old Philip Booth was sentenced to 10 months in prison, suspended for 18 months. He was also ordered to carry out 200 hours of unpaid work. The family of the British adventurer Hamish Harding say he's one of the people on board a vessel used to view the wreck of the Titanic, which has disappeared in the Atlantic Ocean. A search and rescue mission is underway off the east coast of Canada. Robert Blasiak is an ocean researcher with the Stockholm Resilience Centre. He said the conditions the craft would be tough.
There are a lot of unanswered questions right now. We know where the Titanic is, but we don't know where the submersible is. So it could be that it's nowhere near that depth. And that's what we should all hope for at this time.
And finally, David Cameron has told the COVID-19 inquiry it was a mistake not to consider different types of diseases when preparing for future pandemics. The former Prime Minister was questioned as part of the inquiry's first phase, which is looking at the UK's preparation. That's news. Just to give you a summary of the weather, the rest of the evening will see mostly clear skies, some occasional light cloud into the early hours of tomorrow. It'll turn cloudy in the south with spells of rain arriving, falling heavy at times. Could be up to 15 Celsius overnight. Now, if you're out and about, you want to know what it's like on His Majesty's highways and byways. Johnny Ratner has the answer.
Indeed, thank you, Steve. Good evening. Big problems continue directly north of Treherbert this evening. The Regos Mountain Pass been closed since this morning at the scene of an earlier collision that continues to be investigated and is not expected to reopen anytime soon. We're hearing from RCT Council. M4 and A55 flowing freely. Looking at the live Traffic Wales images as we speak on this Monday evening. If you are heading for the trains, Transport for Wales continue to run a replacement bus service between Pontypridd and Treherbert, with no service still between Cardiff Queen Street along the stretch to Cardiff Bay due to the ongoing engineering works. And for now, that's the very latest for you from BBC Radio Wales Travel.
Thanks, Johnny. BBC Radio Wales. For an update anytime, ask your smart speaker to play BBC News for Wales. It's just about 8:45. Back to you, Chrissy.
Your team for Welsh Sport.
This is BBC Radio Wales Sport.
Yeah, welcome back to Radio Wales Sport. Myself, Chris Wathen. It has looked worrying for Wales tonight. The referee saved them initially, but now he's made life even tougher for Rob Page's side in Turkey.
Turkey break into the Wales penalty area. Oh, it's an own goal, and Wales are behind. And I think it's Chris Medford. Now, what's happening here?
So VAR bails them out.
I think it's ruled out. It's a free kick to Wales for offside. Oh my word!
Oh wow!
Morel has been sent off for a challenge going for the ball.
This is BBC Radio Wales Sport
with Chris Wathen.
Yes, goalless in Samsun on tonight's Radio Wales Sport International Football Special Euro 2024 qualifier. Turkey 0, Wales 0. Wales down to 10 men. Joe Morel sent off and did survive that early scare. Chris Mepham putting the ball in the back of his net. Then a really lengthy VAR decision. Phil Blanche of the Press Association, covered Wales for years, has tweeted that there was no lines on the television for the VAR official. So it means the referee had to rule offside or not himself from the screen. Really interesting. Well, hopefully he doesn't come into play in the second half as 10 men of Wales try to hold on there. Armenia already 2 points ahead of Wales because they've beaten Latvia this evening, scoring in the last minute. Elsewhere in the Euro qualifiers, 10 games aside from Wales tonight. England 3-0 up against North Macedonia. Kane, Saka and Rashford all in the score sheet. Ukraine beat Malta 1-0 earlier in that same group. Goalless between Ireland and Gibraltar and France and Greece in Group B. Northern Ireland against Kazakhstan also goalless in Group H. Slovenia 1-1 with Denmark in that same group. And I have to tell you this one, Finland have beaten San Marino by 6-0. It means that San Marino's 130 match winless run continues. See, it's not that bad, Rob Page. On the domestic front, Cymru Premier fixtures announced today. New Boys Colwyn Bay starting off against Carnarvon. The new season kicks off on Friday, August the 11th. Connors Quay going to the champions, the new Saints, who among those will discover their Champions League opponents in tomorrow's European football draw. Elsewhere, plenty of managerial movement today. Former Swansea boss Brendan Rodgers has gone back to Celtic. Luis Enrique looks like he's going to PSG. Darren Moore, this is a surprising one, has left Sheffield Wednesday after leading them to promotion, while Bournemouth have sacked Gary O'Neill and replaced him with Andoni Iraola of Rayo Vallecano from La Liga. No progress though on the Swansea manager front. Talks continue with Southampton over the compensation that's delaying Russell Martin's departure to Southampton. It means they'll have to wait before making a formal approach for Barnsley's Michael Duff. We know Swansea have made contact. He looks like the man Swansea want to replace Martin. Newport County have signed midfielder Nathan Wood from Penabont. And away from the football, another dramatic day at the Ashes. England taking 3 late wickets to leave Australia at needing 174 to win the first test. Ellie Oldroyd has the latest.
Australia looked all too comfortable chasing 281 to win when Warner and Khawaja put on 61 together for the first wicket. But then Robertson struck to remove Warner and Broad came steaming in to dismiss Labuschagne and Smith, all three caught behind the stumps by Johnny Bairstow. Earlier, Joe Root unfurled the reverse ramp first ball of the day and shared 50 partnerships with Ollie Pope and Harry Brook. But Lyon, Cummins and Hazelwood chipped away regularly and it needed runs from the tail to take England close to the total they felt they could defend. A test match in which no side has dominated for long periods could be building to a classic finish on the final day.
And you can watch the highlights of today's fourth day's play on Today at the Test on the iPlayer. And you can also watch on the iPlayer later. And on BBC Two Wales from 10:40, Match of the Day Wales, Hannah Kane, who's with us on Friday, and Danny Gabidon in the studio with Catherine Hellerth tonight. Helen Ward was part of the Match of the Day Wales team for that Armenia game. They must have kicked you out, Helen. You thought you'd bring Wales bad luck. Delighted to have you with us tonight on Radio Wales Sport, though. A chance for your verdict on that first half. I mean, Nathan was trying to accentuate the positives. Supporters on social media, at least, don't seem to be seeing many.
I think you have to look at it as a reaction from Friday and how open Wales were against Armenia. I think they had to close those gaps, and they've done that in the first half, aside from, as I said, during the game, the first 10-15 minutes where it was a little bit ropey at times. But I think they have held their own, and the frustrating thing is that Wales were coming into the game and probably having their best spell when Joe Morrell got sent off. There hadn't been many times that they were that high up the pitch, and that's where he's ended up getting his red card. So that's really frustrating for Rob Page and for the team, and it's unfortunate that it means that Aaron Ramsey's position's been affected because he was starting to get on the ball a little bit more. So it's just really frustrating. But I think overall, from a defensive and a tactical structure, which is what we were after change, from Friday night, I think you have to give the players and Rob Page credit for that. We weren't going to come out here and suddenly play wonderful, free-flowing football. That's not going to happen overnight, and it's never been our game, really. So I think you have to give credit to the players. It's a difficult place to go, and they've kept themselves in the game, but it's going to be a really tough ask. And I've just seen on the screen that Ben Cabango had his warm-up top off. He's in his shirt, so I wonder if that's a change that's coming. Maybe he's going to go to a back three, perhaps, I don't know, to protect that central area. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens when they come out. But yeah, it's a tough second half to go. There's certainly somebody getting ready on the sideline there that I can see. Let's see if Rob Phillips has got a better vantage point out in Samson, our commentator. Rob, can you see what's happening there?
Yeah, there's two sets of players out on the pitch, and yeah, I'm looking down now.
Yeah, Cabango is.
And it looks like Ben Cabango looks like he's coming on. Yeah, he's just had a tap on the back from Alan Nill, so Ben Cabango is set to bolster that defence and earn his 7th cap.
Right. I'm not sure which one's Lennon and which one's McCartney. Nathan? Is that what's needed? Do you think a right decision from Rob Page?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at something Page said a few weeks ago, it was, running stats. They're up way higher than what they've been in the past. So, they're going to need that now. They're going to need those youthful legs. They're going to need all the running they can because, it's going to be extremely difficult. So let's hope those stats he talked about, they come into play this evening. They can all they need to do is, I say all, it's very difficult. They just try and need to keep a clean sheet.
I've just had a message off one of veteran journalists on the Wales pack that says those stats are going to be off the chart tonight if Wales are to contain Turkey. They're down to 10. It is goalless. Rob Page, well, he can earn a lot of credit if this side can hold on. Let's find out if they can do just that. It's not Lennon and McCartney. It is Rob Phillips and Nathan Blake.
Thanks very much. Yeah, you don't want to hear us sing. Turkey have also made a substitution, and it's Aktaroğlu who has gone off. He's been replaced by Umit Niyash of Umranespor. So a change there, and Ben Cabango is in for Wales. So Wales now, as they kick off 0-0, have Danny Ward in goal, and then 3 centre-backs. It's Mepham, Roden and Cabango, Williams and Roberts, Ampadu, Ramsey and Wilson, and Dan James is going to play up front. So Brennan Johnson, who struggled for much of that first half with injury, has made way for Ben Cabango, and it's the 10 men of Wales against the 11 of Turkey, and it's 0-0. And we've seen pictures of the Joe Morrell incident. I don't think, apparently John Hartson has said on TV that he thought the decision was harsh. I don't think, if he looks at the pictures, he'll think that at all.
Well, on first viewing, Rob, I was like, oh wow, I thought that was a bit harsh, but when you see it back in slow motion, and I don't think you can have any argument. The player's off the ground as well, which means it was even higher, and it was up around his waist, so can't really argue with it.
No, Turkey playing from right to left now. The red wall to our right, to our left, sorry. We'll probably have a very good view of most of the play, because I suspect it's going to be in the Wales half. And Kadurlu goes short to Kokcu. Kokcu across field to Chernolu. Chernolu into the penalty area, headed away by Roden. Dan James goes scurrying forward. Oh, chance here for Dan James. Gets the ball under control. He's got 3 Turkish players around him, and then he's brought down. Is James, and that's going to be a booking for Meret Demiral. Turkey's second booking, and Demiral was also on a yellow card, so he misses Turkey's next game as well. He joins Çelik in the book. So it's 0-0. Can Wales possibly nick a goal here? It's going to be, you'd have to be really optimistic, but then this is Harry Wilson. It's a long way out. There's a sort of a wall being formed, probably on the edge of the D, I'd say. In fact, the referee forces, now he's going to stride up the 10 yards, is Mr. Maresca, and it's a 4-man wall just on the edge of the D, just to the right of centre for Wales.
It's actually kind of distance, so you can get a lot of power in it, Rob. You put a bit of bend on it, you can even lace it.
Yeah.
And you know Harry he's got this in the bag. Let's hope he just hits the target with this.
Harry Wilson for Wales, 10 men Wales. What a mountain they have to climb. He hits it, curls it. Oh, a goalkeeper makes a save. Comes back on to James, plays it back into the middle. Wilson heads it down, and Turkey will smuggle the ball away. And now Wales have to retreat. Wales win the ball back. Ampadu plays it forward too strongly, though.
It's brilliant as well. Fantastic effort from Wilson, and Dan James, what a recovery run. Great challenge from Ampadu, just what you want to see, nice and solid. Turkey getting ready to break. Brilliant tackle by Ampadu, great tracking back from James.
Yilmaz at the other end wins a corner off Connor Roberts. It's probably the best save their goalkeepers had to make so far.
Probably say it's the best save of the match.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Çernolu at the other end takes the corner short to Kokcu, floats it into the box. Danny Ward collects, kneels down.
You know, Rob, you might get 2, 3, maybe 4 opportunities in the next 40 odd minutes, but you will get an opportunity. Free kick, anything like that. We've got players who are more than capable, as Harry Wilson has just shown. Defence via attack, that's all you've got to be thinking, with the guy that can catch pigeons up front on his own. You've always got a chance.
Ireland have just taken the lead against Gibraltar. Start the second half. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales. 10 men Wales 0, Turkey 0 from Samsun. Turkey have the ball in the Wales half. 5 minutes gone. The minutes will seem like hours to those Wales players at the moment, but they're nailing down to it. Looking organised so far. Demiral to Çernolu. Turkey just holding possession. Undaş goes across there. Cross coming in from the right-hand side. Roden gets there, heads it out to Nico Williams, who beats one challenge, then drives forward. Nico Williams gets pulled down. That's going to be another yellow card. That's the substitute. Unash has only just come on. Good play by Nico Williams again. Get the thoughts of Helen Ward on that Wales change in a moment, with Ben Cabango coming on in defence. Of course, went to the World Cup, didn't play. Danny Ward takes this free kick midway inside his own half, chips it out towards Connor Roberts on this right hand side. Yilmaz retreats, heads it forward, and Unash is Turkish players wearing the mask, the substitute. He's going to play up front. Naish. He's easily recognisable, and he's making the run in behind the Wales defence now. Road on his goal side, floats, plays it out to the right hand side. Chilik goes across it as well, under pressure from Ramsey. Chilik runs it out for a throw in. Helen Ward, Ben Cabango, an obvious choice for you?
Well, it makes sense. It makes them a little bit more solid through the middle, gives a bit more protection centrally, and it allows Dan James to go through, as a number 9, and using that pace as we've already seen. I think it's a wise move. It means obviously down you're going to sacrifice a bit of space and territory down the sides, but with Nico Williams and Connor Roberts, they do naturally like to attack, so they can get forward when it's the right moment. But that's the important thing. They have to go when it's the right time, and not leave their central defenders exposed.
Free kick to Turkey. I think it was Undash actually who was booked, the former Leicester player, now at Marseille. Was at Leicester for 9 appearances, ex-Roma, and made permanent at Marseille after a loan.
The midfield 3, Rob, just need to be careful. The centre backs being drawn out from time to time. In this situation here, you might get a runner if Cabango goes all the way, and Ethan Ampadu is going to have to be aware and just pick up the runner.
Wilson robbed as he tried to dribble out of defence midway inside the Wales half.
Like I say, Ampadu pick up the runner, or a Rodon come across and make sure that it's nice and tight. But
Chanolu fancies a shot onto his left foot. Good block again by Cabango.
It's really good.
That's what you want from your centre half.
Big, strong, brave. Really good.
Swansea fans will be delighted he's getting his chance. He's been pretty consistent in the Championship this season, or last season. 0-0 on Radio Wales Sport. Undash, darting run to the outside of the Wales penalty area. Back to Chernoglu on the edge of the box on that right side. Cilic, back to Undash again. Cilic makes the run forward. Goes back though to Urja. Crosses into the penalty area. No danger there, and that's going to go up for a Wales throw. On the opposite side by the corner flag, the Connor Roberts side, it's goalless. And we've played 9 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, it's nice and solid again from Wales. A slight criticism there, just making sure he doesn't get a cross in, and if he does, make it a bit more difficult. Get a bit closer and try and stop that cross, try and get something on it. Give people in and around the 18-yard box, international players of this quality, give them time, and eventually they will pick somebody out.
James almost gave the ball away then. In fact, he did. Don't need to be too clever there. When Wales had possession, Yilmaz comes at them again. Again happening on the edge of the Wales penalty. It's going to be very repetitive in commentary, but I'm afraid that's the way it is. Them's the breaks. James floored as he chased the ball. Referee belatedly gives the free kick. Wales want to take it quickly. Ramsey does, looks at Wilson bursting through. Referee will say take it again.
Yeah, you've just been chasing for 10 minutes. Just settle the game down. Ramsey, most experienced player, settle the game down. You've nicked the free kick there.
Take your time.
Absolutely, Rob. Get a breather. Get reorganised.
The phones are out again. The torches are shining all around the stadium. Free kick hit long, looking for Connor Roberts. Tries to get there, does so, stops it going up for a goal kick. And Kadulu will take a throw in about 5 yards. Well, actually he's nicked a few yards from the corner flag. Huge sound inside this Samsung stadium. It's a bowl, as I said, so the noise stays in.
It's bouncing, Rob.
It is, yeah.
Reminds me of the Wolves fans at the Millennium.
What a light show this is. All with their phones up in the air.
And there's one Welsh fan with a light. Brilliant.
It is, yeah. That's the other thing you don't see in our stadiums. Oh, and there's a firework that's gone off somewhere. People smoke in the stadium as well.
I know, that's what Throat saw.
Yeah. We're not complaining though. It's 0-0. It's Euro 2024 qualifier, Group D. Huge gain.
It's too big.
As Yilmaz goes tumbling, he's told to get up, and the referee is going to give Wales a free kick.
Yeah, he's just gone down for no reason, I think, Rob. Yeah. That's why I think they're complaining. Let's have a look. Yeah, he runs across. I think it's Mepham. Mepham's looking at the ball. He runs behind him, trips into him, or kicks him, goes down, and tries to win a free kick. I would like to see the referee give him a yellow card there. That's obviously trying to gain an advantage when it was there was nothing going on.
Ireland now 2-0 up against Gibraltar, and England, since I last mentioned, have scored 5 against Macedonia, or North Macedonia. 0-0 here in Samsung. Turkey, the possession stats are going to be off the scale, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely, you can accept that. I've seen plenty of teams win a game with 25% possession. It's difficult, but it can be done.
Cianolo trying to pull the strings, floats it out to Kadulu. Kadulu attacks Roberts into the penalty area down the left side, helps it back. Ampadu in the right place again, drives the ball out, caught by a Turkish sub. Yilmaz, who's pulled out on this near side, gives away the throw-in. Helen Ward. It's tense, it's nervy, but so far so good.
Yeah, it is, and I think the Turkish players seem to be getting frustrated. There's 3 of them on yellow cards now, and all down one side of the pitch as well. So if you can isolate Dan James, especially against the 2 defenders in Celik and Demiral, you know, he can potentially get one of those a second booking. But it is good from them. They're solid. They're playing the game well. They're playing the situation that they're in. Still at times I think they put themselves into trouble in possession, but generally speaking I think Rob Page will be happy, and it's just about getting that one moment again on the counter-attack if they can.
Connor Roberts has just been booked as well for delaying a throw-in. He's not one of the Wales players on a yellow card. They are Nico Williams, Harry Wilson.
Yeah, in fairness to him, he was looking up the line and all his teammates walked the other way, so there's nothing you could do.
No. Thanks, boys.
Yeah, cheers. But you take it, you move on.
Walking places, Turkey attack again. Noise around this stadium. The Turkey fans are doing their bit. Driven in that time. Cleared away by Roden. Comes back out to Undash, who I think was the player booked in at the start of the second half. Got time on the ball now. Demiral across to Bartashe. Yilmaz. Remember, Turkey keep going. They scored very late against Latvia. In fact, this group is all about late goals, as Wales proved in Croatia. Got the ball again. Roberts though clips it away, left-footed, out for a throw-in. Wales can reorganise again. It's that sort of game. 15 minutes into the second half, 10 men Wales 0, Turkey 0. 2 more Turkish substitutions coming on. Cilic is making way for Eren Elmalo, and Oshan is also being replaced. By Arda Huller, I think. Check that for you now. It is Oshan replaced by Arda Huller. And it's still 0-0. And now they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players up front. Still holding the ball, Wales still holding out. Crowd lift their torches again, their mobile phone torches, that is. This on the far side. Build into a crescendo, they try and thread it into the box. And a shot goes high, wide and not too handsome.
You take that all day for Wales.
Helen Ward, are Wales doing everything okay at the moment as far as you're concerned? Are they doing everything right?
Yeah, just about, I think. It's going to be tough, and there will be moments where they are opened up, and that's when you're going to look for your central defenders or your goalkeeper to step up and have a big moment. But touch wood, it's going okay. It's just going to be such a difficult remaining 30-35 minutes or so in these conditions. Just seeing Dan James making way, which is a shame. His pace has been a threat, but he can't do it all long, and maybe Tom Bradshaw can offer a different option up there.
Tom Bradshaw on for Daniel James. Well, you'd imagine that Wales will try and make the most of their substitutes. And Tom Bradshaw, highest scoring Welshman in the Championship this season. Roden gets in midfield and wins the header. Cabango bravely to a head as well, but he can't find the target, and the break is on now. Undash is across there. Kidolu swap wings, touches it to Chanolu. Chanolu wide again to Undash. Kidolu crosses into the box, and a handball. It is, it's a penalty. It's a penalty, a sliding challenge, and the Wales hand went up. Nathan Blake, I'm not sure, we don't have a monitor, but I can't see this being overruled. I think it's the captain, Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, he's tracking back, in fairness, Rob, and it's Aaron Ramsey, but he's gone to make the tackle, and his right arm, I think, is up in the air, but I still think that's harsh, because he is trying to attempt to make the tackle. There's this argument at the moment about where your hands or arms should be, but in the heat of battle, sliding tackle, you very rarely slide with your arms behind your back. So yeah, harsh for me, Rob.
It's the captain, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, up against Danny Ward. 10 men Wales watch anxiously as Çalhanoğlu respots the ball. Ward tries to make himself big. The crowd rise to a crescendo. The roar will tell you if it goes in. Çalhanoğlu steps up, hits it. Ward has made a fantastic save. Dive into his right and pushing it wide. And Wales breathe again.
What a save from Danny Ward. Down to his right hand side. And you have to say, Çalhanoğlu, he really struck it with some venom. Didn't try and be cool, didn't try to slide it past the goalkeeper.
Play carries on, the check was made, he did nothing wrong, Danny Ward. In fact, he did everything spot on. What a brilliant save. How crucial could that be on this dramatic night in Samsung? Now Wales, can they build on that? Had a let-off with VAR in the first half, and that has spared Aaron Ramsey's blushes and really has given Wales new hope. 20 minutes gone now, Wales down to 10 men, still 0-0, and Danny Ward has made a brilliant penalty save. Helen Ward.
Yeah, that was fantastic, and that's exactly what I was talking about a few minutes before, saying that's where you need your goalkeeper to step up, and in the big moment he's done exactly that, Rob Page has kept faith with him. As Bakey said, he wasn't really at fault to blame for any of the goals on Friday night, and he stepped up and he's made his big moment tonight. And fair play. It was a harsh penalty, but at the moment that is the rule, and it was never going to get overturned. You could tell by Aaron's face that he knew it was going to be given. He was sort of half-heartedly protesting his innocence, but it was always going to be given. But wonderful moment for Danny Ward, and again it's just a little lift that Wales could do with to keep themselves in the game, keep themselves in the contest, and give them a little bit more energy and belief to keep going and to keep digging deeper.
25 minutes to go. If they can hold out here, it would be a famous point and would just about keep them in contention for the group. Long way to go though. 25 minutes. Turkey pushing forward again, but the red wall stood up proudly, trying to drive Wales on. It's a furious atmosphere.
Yeah, Welsh fans in full voice now, Rob.
They've been heartened. That was...
Yeah, that's lifting. Like Helen said, it lifts you. Great save by Danny Ward.
Yilmaz pulls wide out on the left-hand side, curls in a right-footed cross. Ampadu heads it out. It's going to come back to Orton. Floated into the box again. This time Roden gets there. Okay. Brought down by Bradshaw. Bradshaw holds it up for Roberts. Roberts sees the run of Harry Wilson. Wilson takes a touch, controls it. Little back heel. Is Bradshaw going to get there? No, he's just beaten to it. Bit too clever by Harry Wilson then. Maybe he should have taken it on. At the other end, Turkey break forward with Goulet. Goulet slides it in. And Ward collects as he dives out of his 6-yard box. 0-0. What else can happen in this game?
Yeah, it's had everything, right? OG disallowed, sending off, penalty save. Fantastic.
So much happening in this game. I've not had a chance to remind you that Santa Claus was actually born in Turkey.
Who?
Santa Claus. Don't tell me you don't believe at your age. Ardal, who's the wonder kid of Turkish football, leaves it to Undash. Just trying to pull Wales one side, then the other. Yilmaz into the penalty area. Be careful, Chris Mepham. They drive Turkey back out again. Ardal was on the ball once more. Now they play it wide. They're very patient. Kadiolu into the 6-yard box, and it's pushed away by Ward, but straight to a Turkey player, and Wales are behind. The 10 men have been breached, and it's Niash the substitute, the simplest of efforts after the Ward heroics, and it's Turkey 1, 10 men, Wales 0.
So unlucky, Rob. People will say he's pushed it into a danger zone. Danny, after just loading him. Hold on.
Wait a minute, what's happening here?
Hold on just a minute.
Is it maybe his hand? I don't know.
It is handball. It's handball. Wales have survived another scare. Well, I just asked what else can happen in this game.
Maybe Santa Claus will land on the pitch, Rob.
Helen Ward, get over your shock about Santa Claus to talk about that handball.
I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? If it hits the defender's arm, it's probably not a penalty, but because it hits the forward and he puts it in, it's no goal. It's unfortunate for him, but it's another let off for Wales. And, you know, I think Danny Ward deserves that little bit of luck.
After that save, he definitely does.
He does. It's an awkward one that he's had to deal with. It's bouncing up. He's got a hand to it. It's come off of Joe Rodon's hip into the Turkish player's hand, and he puts it in, so it's no goal. It's this game has got absolutely everything in it, hasn't it? We just need a Welsh goal to top it off.
Exactly my thinking, Helen Ward. Exactly my thinking. Kadiolu, who created that opportunity, has gone off injured. I saw a Turkish substitute, I think he was, or trainer, furiously signalling as the bench celebrated what they thought was the opening goal. And he's making the lonely walk around the pitch as Danny Ward clears long. Turkey momentarily down to 10 men. Can Wales take advantage? Ampadu, that's a solid challenge, and actually gets the throw. Conor Roberts will take it. Probably need to get a move on. The referee is
Helen spoke about Turkish players getting frustrated. This will definitely really frustrate them. Can't seem to get this goal against 10 men. 4 or 5 strikers or attackers on the pitch, and everything just seems to be going Wales' way at the moment.
Irfan Kaveci of Fenerbahce is about to come on. Extraordinary game this here on BBC Radio Wales. Hope we're bringing you the drama of just what's happening. I've done my heart in my mouth I don't know how many times. 2 goals ruled up for VAR. Penalty saved by Danny Ward. Joe Morrell sent off after 42 minutes. As Helen Ward just said, all we need is a Wales goal. But they're under the cosh again. Floated cross into the middle. Oh, this time Turkey will not be denied. Cross in from the right, and Umit Niyash, powerful header. Ward got a hand to it, but it trickled inside the net, and the 10 men are breached this time, and there's no reprieve. It's Turkey 1, 10 men Wales 0.
Yeah, so unlucky. I feel so much for Danny Ward. He probably can't believe it. He's just got away with one. Ball in from the right hand side, and in fairness, 3 centre halves there shouldn't be getting a header, a free header in between them. But the Turkish player gets up, rises well, puts his header on target, low down to Danny's right hand side. Danny gets a full hand to it, but all he can do, Rob, is push it onto the post, and it ends up just bouncing over the line. So unlucky.
Well, now Kaveci comes on for Turkey. They were down to 10 men when that ball went into the net, and Niyash scores his first goal for his country. No wonder he ran away celebrating, and they've made a decisive breakthrough against a side weakened down to 10 men, and that's come on 73 minutes. Rob Page holds his head in his hands, and the brave effort may well not be enough here unless Wales can smuggle something at the other end, but they've got to get the ball first. Thoughts of Helen Ward in a moment as Yilmaz plays it into the middle, could be a second, and it's turned wide by Kokcu. Helen Ward.
That's hard to take, isn't it? And I do feel for Danny Ward. I do think that perhaps he should have kept it out, but as Blakey said, the headers, he's got no one around him when he's gone to head the ball, and that's not really good enough from the 3 centre-backs for Wales. And it's difficult to see, you know, that the pressure was coming. There was still a long time to go, and we weren't getting any territory higher up the pitch. I think now we've lost the pace of James and Johnson as well. It's going to be really difficult. It'd be interesting to see what Rob Page does. Is there any point in consolidating and, you know, only losing 1-0? Probably not. But then how do you go for it? What options do you have? It's a really tough one. Still 15-20 minutes to go, and
Roberts caught on the back of the head then. It's a yellow card. Roberts jumped for the ball, and then it was the substitute Kaveci who jumped into him, and Kaveci gets a yellow card. Sorry, Helen.
It's okay.
I wonder whether that might be a bit more there.
Yeah, I think Roberts was trying it on, but he does catch him with his hand. It's not an elbow. It's just as he's gone for the ball. There's nothing really in it. I think yellow card and a free kick's right. Conor Roberts just trying it on, I think.
So Wilson with the free kick. Wales have sent the big men up. Cabango's the target, and it's a free kick on Çalhanoğlu. And there's a bit of afters as well with Conor Roberts. Ethan Ampadu, as the 2 sets of players get the grips with each other. Conor Roberts, I don't know whether he said something. Ampadu is being pushed back by the referee. A posse of Turkey players got involved, so did a group of Welsh players. And the referee is just trying to calm it down. Nathan Blake.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in it, Rob, to be honest with you. Conor Roberts has lit the fire and walked away. And the rest was just a bit of pushing and shoving. There's nothing going on there.
Nothing going on but the rent.
Absolutely.
15 minutes to go. Turkey 1, 10 men, Wales 0. Wales have been down to 10 men since 42 minutes into this game. We've now into the 76th minute. I've got Nathan Blake and Helen Ward with me in commentary here on the home of Welsh football. And it's a tough task now.
Yeah, well, they've done well not to concede a second when Kopchu went through there, Rob. That's what often happens. You concede one, heads go down, you concede a second straight away. But as it stands, 1-0. I don't know what happened in Croatia. You're still in the game.
Yeah, no need to do anything dramatic yet, but maybe the last 5 minutes or so, Rob Page throws a few wild cards on.
Listen, it's going to be extremely difficult, but
yeah.
Last 5-10 minutes, just put the legs on if you've got them, and just go for it. I guarantee you, Turkey will retreat at some point to just trying to hold on to this game, or if not retreat, they will slow the game down as they are doing now.
Yeah. And at the moment they are astride the top of the group. Oh, Undash, he's onside, but he was robbed. And then Kabango gets shoved to the ground, wins the ball back courtesy of Nico Williams. It's all happening just outside the Wales penalty area.
It's a foul.
And then Ramsey gets brought down to earn a foul. 1-0 Turkey. At the moment in the live table, it's Turkey top on 9 points, Armenia second, only having played 3 games with 6 points. Wales are third, played for 4 points, and Croatia also on 4 points, played just 2 games. So Wales would face a mighty task to rescue this, unless of course they can come up with a response in the last 13 minutes or so. But Yilmaz is thriving down that right side now, crosses into the box, goes across the Wales penalty area. Wilson gets back there, clears it upfield. Bradshaw goes for it, shoved over.
I mean, come on, referee.
No. Ardake got away with that, much to Tom Bradshaw's.
Yeah, I think it's because his touch went straight out of play, Rob. If he just keeps hold of that, or just gets it anywhere around him, and then goes to ground. I think the referee, who was a bit suspect, I have to say, for the first 5 minutes, but he's been decent.
I don't think you can argue with too many of the decisions he's making.
No.
And certainly he's got the key ones right here.
Absolutely.
Rob Page in contemplating mood on the touchline. Got his one hand up to his chin, wondering how he can extricate his team from this. It's really tough, down to 10 men as a Turkish wave goes around the stadium. Well, Nico Williams tries to escape defensive position and then gets robbed by Undash, but he's back and then gives the ball away, edge of the box. Shot coming in, left footed drive. Oh, it's gone in! It's the wonder kid, Arda Güler, who's thumped it home into the far corner, and that's Wales gone now, surely. It's 2-0, and the 10 men have just 11 minutes to get this back. And wow, there was no stopping that. Danny Ward was absolutely statuesque as that thundered past him from the corner of the penalty area.
Yeah, you have to say, Rob, that's the one moment of quality we've seen in this game. Absolutely fantastic finish. Picks the ball up. An absolute postage stamp. It's right in the top corner. Right hand side of the box, left footed, bend with a bit of whip. right in the one place you'd want to place it with your hands if you could. Absolutely brilliant finish.
Helen Ward, you can only stand and admire that.
Yeah, he can. He's looked bright since coming on, in fairness to him. Only question is, could Nico Williams have got out to him? He had a lot of time to look up and pick his spot, but once he's done that, it's a phenomenal finish, and Danny Ward had no chance. He's just looked at it and seen it sail into his top corner. Wonderful strike from what looks like a very talented young man.
Well, Arsenal and Liverpool have been linked with him. He's only 18. He scored 2 goals in 20 minutes on his debut, and he's the youngest Superliga goal scorer at the age of 17. And at Fenerbahce, he's been given the prestigious number 10 shirt, which was occupied, previously worn by Alex de Souza, who's a bit of a club legend there. So make no mistake, Turkey think they've got a special talent on their hands, and you might be seeing a lot more of him. With goals like that, his first for his country, you definitely will, and it's left Wales now with a hopeless task.
Yeah, I mean, the hill just got a lot bigger, Rob. 10 men. It's just about damage limitations. I don't want to go down 4 and 5.
No.
10 minutes plus, 8 minutes plus injury time. They've done too well to come out with a big 4-0 defeat here. Like you say, down to 10 men in the first half.
Dash into the penalty area.
50 odd minutes for 10 men. It's going to be 60 minutes with injury time. No, it's disappointing, and a lot of people will be disappointed, but I have to say they have done pretty well since going down to 10 men.
A couple more substitutes in the offing for Wales. Jordan James is one of them, coming on for a cap, and so is Nathan Broadhead, hero of Split in the first game, and that's a long way away now. Ardell went down then on halfway. Wales win back the ball, but unfairly, says the referee. Helen Ward, let's not beat about the bush. Rob Page will be under big fan pressure now, won't he?
He will, but I think, off of today's performance, that's a bit harsh, but I think the 2 games put together, you can almost understand it. But I think tonight, tactically, it was better, it was more solid. Even with 10 players, they did a lot of hard work, good shape, just undone by a lapse in concentration in terms of not picking up the centre forward for the first goal, and then a wonder strike for the second one. But it's so difficult to come away to a place like Turkey. It's hostile, it's hot, it's humid. To play that long with 10 players, it was going to be an uphill battle, and you lose someone like Brennan Johnson's as well to add that into the mix. It's a difficult night for Rob Page, and if this was a result in isolation, there would be probably no complaints, but I think it's a build-up of performances and games up to this point that maybe lead to that pressure that you're talking about.
And for the second game running, Aaron Ramsey, the captain, makes way. He's on for Jordan James, who earns his second cap. Ramsey's off for Jordan James, who earns his second cap, having made his debut in Croatia. Big hopes. Rob Page speaks really highly of him. Nathan Blake, inevitably, the screw will be turned on Rob Page now, won't it?
Yes, it will, Rob, and when it comes down to the ultimate, it's another defeat, but it's difficult. Look, what can you say? It's a defeat. They've got down to 10 men, 40 odd minutes. It's been, a crazy kind of game, I have to say. All sorts has happened in it. But while it's 1-0, you're always in the game. Like you said, Croatia getting that last minute goal, but once that second goal goes in, it's always going to be difficult. for Wales with 10 men to get back in the game. And yes, the pressure will come on the manager. It's as simple as that. That's the nature of the job, and he understands that. So listen, I'll be interested to hear what he says. But like Helen said, I have to say they probably look more solid with 10 men because they had to defend. They've been forced to defend, and that is something that I'd say for Rob to look at and trying to improve, rather than thinking we can go and take teams apart with playing out from the 6-yard box.
Yeah. Turkey just holding possession now. Of course, Wales' next game is in September. It's a friendly against South Korea, and then they go to Latvia a few days later, 4 days later, for a game they simply have to win to have any chance of staying in this group. Of course, we do expect them to have the Nations League playoffs, because they were in Group A of the Nations League, so we do expect them to get the playoffs, but that is a tough road as well.
Yeah, the Armenia result is at home, and their result also winning tonight has really done for Wales. It does make it an incredibly hard task, but you just take one game at a time, Rob. You just need to get yourselves a win, get back to winning ways first and foremost. Control your own results, and the rest, I mean, you can't do nothing about the other fixtures. All they can think about is trying to win every game from now on in.
Turkey will be convinced that they can occupy one of the two top spots. Done Croatia big favours as well. They will feel they can motor back into this group as Roden cuts out a probing ball forward, then runs into trouble against Yilmaz, just pulls him down. Frustration there from the defender returning to Tottenham. And on the back of this, it'll be one win in the last 12 for Wales. Lost 8 and drew 3. Turkish fans doing the thunder clap. I thought they got over the intimidation factor, I have to say. I didn't think Turkey have been fantastic, but they've had enough, particularly with Morel being sent off before half-time.
Yeah, I think that sort of thing just, picks up the opponent's crowd. The hostility goes away, if you like, Rob, because the expectation grows and the chances of winning the game, you should win it more often than not.
Nico Williams wriggles his way down the left-hand side, crosses cleared away only as far as Broadhead, who's also on that left-hand touchline, wins a throw, which means Turkey can't go back upfield at the moment and look for more goals. So the next 3 Wales games are Korea home, Latvia away, and then Gibraltar home in October before Wales play Croatia. And Uçan is coming on for Turkey. It makes no odds now. 2-0 down, 10 men. Goalkeeper, what are they doing? The goalkeeper, back pass, nothing he could do, couldn't pick it up. So he just hoisted the ball up for a corner.
It almost bounced over his head.
It did almost bounce over his head. Surely not another twist in the tail. So Wales have a corner. We keep thinking we've seen everything. What if Wales get a goal now? Connor Roberts with this left-sided corner. Kenny Whiteshirt's in the box. Head up towards the 6-yard box.
Ball, no.
Cleared away. Nobody else shouted for it, Nate. That's the problem. Ampadu tries to work his way down this right-hand side. Pirouettes away. And ends up only in a goal kick. We're about to see how long is left. Kokchu has gone off for Uçan. And What will Rob Page have to say on the back of this? Northern Ireland have lost at home to Kazakhstan tonight. As I always say, there's always someone worse off than you. England have beaten North Macedonia 7-0. 5 minutes of added time in Samsun on another unhappy night for Wales. Again, some of it, Helen Ward, self-inflicted.
Yeah, some of it was. Joe Morrell in particular will be feeling, you know, all kinds of emotions tonight because he knows that it was high and it was reckless, and that essentially could have cost Wales the game today. You don't know what might have happened, and as Blakey said, they actually defended really well with 10 players, but just sloppy moments that cost us once more. And you look at the 2 goals, but there's also had 2 disallowed and penalty saved as well. On the face of it, you can't really argue with the scoreline at all. It's another difficult night for Rob Page and his team.
Yeah, it's I said it before the game. I would remind you that in 2020 or 2019 Wales lost in Hungary, having lost in Croatia, successive away games, and looked out of it, looked as if they needed snookers, and had a golden autumn where they pulled it back. But again, I have to remind you, you won't need reminding, Gareth Bale was part of the team then. Wales are definitely in transition. It's just how difficult this transition is going to be, and maybe we've seen it in the last 180 minutes of football of the national team. Ardal, who scored that spectacular shot to really nail this game for Turkey, just threads it through. Danny Ward collects. 2 minutes of the added 5 gone. Bradshaw heads it on for Broadhead. Broadhead tries to go past his man, but Bardacay is back there for Turkey. And I suppose, Nathan Blake, the big question is, what will the FAW and Noel Mooney think about this?
Listen, Rob, it's you're asking questions as the game's going on. These are things that I can't mind read. I'm not sure what they'll be thinking. I'm not sure how they'll react. It's hard to say, but it's very raw. I mean, the game's not even finished, so I'd say let things settle down a bit, and conversations will be had. Whatever decisions are made, but I'm not the person to make them decisions, so I'm not going to say what should be going on.
No.
It's as simple as that.
And mixed views on social media. Cliff Jones says, can't really blame Page for this loss. Next game, Latvia away is a must win. Whereas Patrick O'Donnell says, what game were you watching? 4th seed Turkey, as Turkey break into the box again, win a corner. We're all over Wales before the sending off. Don't let the sending off paper over how poor this Welsh performance is, says Patrick O'Donnell. Turkey corner. Could the pain get even worse in the dying seconds of injury time? Turkey go back again. Ardal, Chainolu, header goes towards goal, but there was an offside flag up anyway. And whatever we think, the inquest will start among the fans. It's a long way home, and you know what the talk of the aeroplanes will be tomorrow, or even the early hours of this morning. Or tomorrow morning, sorry. It's a long way to come for a 2-0. I make it 20 seconds to go. And Turkey are playing at walking pace now. They've dominated this game probably from the off, but no doubt it turned when Morel got sent off before half-time. Bit sloppiness in the dying seconds, but the referee says that's it. Wales have suffered enough in Samsun. Turkey were denied by Danny Ward's penalty save, but had the last word in the end with 2 goals in 8 minutes. That after Joe Morel had given his side with an already tough task, a mountainous task, by being sent off just before the interval. The question marks build against Rob Page in the eyes of the fans, that's no doubt. And Wales are really up against it if they're to make the top 2 in this group. They've done it before, but how do they bounce back from this? Because they've slumped to another defeat. It's just 1 win now in the last 12 games. It's finished Turkey 2, 10 men Wales 0.
Yeah, it really was a tough night in more ways than one. Tough to watch at times. Tough on Rob Page, perhaps. And a real tough challenge now if Wales are to qualify automatically. Let me give you the group. Don't forget Armenia beating Latvia earlier today by 2-1. Turkey, with that victory over Wales, go top on 9 points, having played 4 games. Armenia with a game in hand on 6 points. Wales then on 4 points after 4 games. Croatia with only 2 games played, 4 points to their name, and Latvia yet to pick up a point. The next game's in September. Wales in friendly action, of course, so Croatia against Latvia, Turkey against Armenia. So Turkey with a chance before Wales play next could go 8 points clear of them at the top of Group D in the race for Germany 2024. Wales' next game is away against Latvia. We'll try and bring you some reaction to this defeat. Before we leave you at 10 o'clock, Helen Ward is with me in the studio in Cardiff. Helen, it's difficult to judge Rob Page. It did feel like a night that people were waiting to see if he could improve, if he could show that he is the man to lead this side. Is the circumstances of tonight, does that make it too difficult to judge him?
Yeah, possibly, especially with the time of the red card. Yes, there were 40 odd minutes gone, but at the same time, at that point it's 0-0. Turkey hadn't really threatened other than that early own goal that was disallowed. They weren't really in the game. Wales were containing them, and as I spoke about earlier, Wales were just starting to get a foothold in the game and having possession higher up. So it would have been interesting to see how that second half panned out had they had 11 players on the pitch. So it does make it difficult. I can understand the frustrations because Turkey were on top for large parts up until then anyway, but then they probably would be against most Wales teams because they're at home, they're a decent side, they're not a team that you're going to go out and dominate against anyway. Changes had been made in terms of the shape and the setup from Friday night, and that's what everybody asked for. So it is difficult for him, and I do feel for him a lot of those things. As I said, he can't legislate for giving away a penalty, having a player sent off. He's not in control of those moments, and that's not down to his coaching, that's individual moments on the pitch, and they just haven't gone his way tonight. But you know, it's not just him. I think the players have to look at themselves. I think the desire was lacking on Friday, but it was much better again tonight. And yes, it's down to a manager as well to lift a player, but you should go away with your national team and want to give everything anyway. So the whole group needs to look at themselves. They need to take the summer, get back to club football, getting back into some sort of form and confidence, because at the moment it looks like a team shot of confidence and shot of belief, and that's not the Wales we're used to seeing in recent years.
Nathan, I mean, I know you're trying to accentuate the positives, but you said it. You said it after Friday, you said it before the game. Rob Page has to come up with a tactical master plan to show he can steer this side through what is increasingly choppy waters. Anything from tonight does give you confidence he can do that?
It's difficult to say. Like I just said to Rob, Chris, it's difficult to say, you know, what you're seeing tonight. Like Helen said, the mistakes that are made, you can't, if you're the manager, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about that. Would you look at that performance with 11 men and say it was better? You would say yes. With 10 men, it was even better again. I said in commentary, I think first and foremost we need to stop conceding goals, and that needs to be the sort of the main focus. And then how we counter-attack, because we've got players who can do that. We've got a big man who we can play up to and have 2 speed demons off, or we've got 2 very quick players and another quick player in Harry Wilson with the likes of Aaron Ramsey who can join the attack. So you've got different ways of approaching the game and different ways of playing the game. But I think tactically now you're under so much pressure. You just have to find a win. You have to find a win from somewhere, just to stave off the pressure a bit. And that's going to, each game that you don't win, it becomes increasingly difficult for Rob. So listen, I don't know how he's going to do it, but him and his team, simple as, they just need to sit down, work out some ways of playing. Not just, we're going to sit and counter-attack, but if I've got 11 men against this opponent, where's the weaknesses, where's their strengths? This is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to combat them. And I'm sure it's something that's been done, it must be done, but at the moment it's not working and we're not picking up results, and it's gone too long for anyone to say, well, it'll be okay next time, because now you're teetering on the edge of not qualifying, and then the last few games it will become really difficult for both Rob, for his staff, for the team, and for the FAW themselves. So listen, it's hard to say, Chris, there's a lot to think about, and the FAW and the players, Rob themselves, the staff, listen, that's conversations they're going to have amongst themselves and come up with some new direction of travel, because at the moment what's been going on for the last 12 months or last 6 months at least, it's just not working.